What up, everybody? How is everybody today? Kamari Yellis here, the Finance Rebel, coming to you with your weekly installment of Wealthy Wednesday. So y'all know every week we answer questions, or I answer questions. I feel like somebody else is here with me, but I guess it's what they always say, right? You're never alone because your ancestors always stand with you. So I guess that's why I always say we. But today we're going to talk about a couple of things. Of course, I'm going to answer your questions as always, but I wanted to talk about this whole Jay-Z Dame Dash Rocafella thing. There's been a couple of twists and turns, and I wanted to talk about it because I think it's a great opportunity just to highlight some of the problems with partnerships. Anytime you go into business with them, right? I'm a tax accountant. I see this issue all the time. I have even been in a few of these scuffles a few times, right? So it's never fun. It's a pain in the ass, excuse my language, but there are lessons that need to be learned. So we can definitely talk about the lessons that are here. Because again, my mother always taught me never to laugh at somebody else's calamity. Again, never laugh at somebody else's calamity. However, we can learn from everything. Like, one of the things that really kind of gets my goat is when people say, those people in business, right? They say, you can't learn anything from a bum. That's their language, right? From a homeless person. I believe you can learn something from everybody that you encounter if you're humble enough to have your ears open and your mind wide open to receive the blessings. And there's blessings everywhere and in everything. Not to get too religious, but y'all know sometimes I go there, right? People always say, or a lot of people say, a lot of elders say that the best Bible or the best Quran or the best Torah is actually nature, right? So I'm always looking at nature and like seeing what's the actual natural process of things. Great teacher, absolutely great teacher. So, I believe we can learn from everything that's around us, again, as long as we're in tune and tapped in. We can do that. And so today we'll talk about Jay-Z, Dame Dash, and Rocafella. It actually breaks my heart to see it. Because again, I'm a big hip hop head. And what Dame and what Jay and what Biggs, because a lot of people forget about Biggs, what they did for the culture is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. But again, a lot of people miss out on it. A lot of people forget about it. But we'll talk about it. And those two kind of have a contentious relationship, more so Jay than, more so Dame than Jay. But I like them both. I admire them both. I think they're both geniuses. And they've done a whole lot for the culture, So before we get into the thick of things, just let me jump in. Hey, Jasmine, how you doing? Let's see what's going on here. Doing mine, how are you? Welcome. Dawn Hardwick, how are you? Welcome. Is this your first time here? If so, welcome. Stick around for a little bit. Don Johnson's here, so y'all know what we say. It's time to officially start the show. Listen, y'all, do me a favor. When I jumped on, I kind of forgot to share this to a couple of my favorite places out here. So do me a favor, share this out with some people who are looking to learn, looking to increase their financial IQs, looking to actually get some real financial education. Y'all know I hate the term financial literacy because it's never enough to just be literate, right? You got to be literate and functional, okay? It's not just enough to be financially literate. Our goal, our aim, our mission is to be financially functional. There's a difference. You can read something and not comprehend it. My dad used to say, "Oh man, I kind of I kind of don't want to say this because it's kind of harsh, but so there's a lot of dumb people out here, and why they're dumb because there's a lot of dumb functional literates out here, meaning that they could do enough to get by, but they couldn't really comprehend a lot of the things. They couldn't read certain things. They couldn't do math on certain things. Sometimes they would miss out on social cues on certain things. They just would miss the mark a lot of times. And I didn't understand it when I was younger. But I have to say, he was right. Daddy was right. He was absolutely right. So, all right, like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about Rocafella, talk a little bit about Jay-Z, a little bit about Dame Dash, and this whole kerfuffle that they've got going on. So let me pull it up. There's an article I was reading. Actually, I covered a couple articles, right? A lot of people would have you believe, or a lot of the coverage is making you believe that Dame Dash was selling this NFT, right? There's some financial gems in this as well, right? NFT stands for non-fungible token. Again, non-fungible token. All right, it's a form of digital currency, so to speak, right? So you have these folks who will have artwork. You've seen a lot of trading cards create NFTs. So they create these digital NFTs, it's like digital artwork, and then they'll sell them. And some of them have made a lot of money. They've made a lot of money. And so a lot of the coverage is saying that Dame Dash planned on selling an NFT of Reasonable Doubt. What's Reasonable Doubt? Reasonable Doubt is possibly one of the greatest or best hip hop albums ever made. As y'all can see, I'm definitely a Jay-Z fan. Sometimes people call me a Jay-Z stan. It's all good. I take it all, good, bad, and indifferent. But that's what he planned to do. And oddly enough, Jay-Z he has another lawsuit going on where he's suing like the photographer for the guy who actually did the Rocafella or the Reasonable Doubt cover. So Jay is getting busy on these legal streets. And sadly, there's always something, especially when you're in business, there's always lawsuits abound. There's always lawsuits abound. So I just wanted to get into this piece. So, again, they talked about Jay and his lawyer blocking the sale, the auction of the NFTs. Dame is saying something different though. And so I find it all very, very interesting. Dame is saying something different. He's saying that, well, I want to get into this piece and then we'll come back to it. So let's pull this up here. All right. So Dame Dash prohibited from selling Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt as NFTs following Rocafella lawsuit. Now, again, before I get into this a little bit deeper, I saw some of the lawsuit proceedings, and it was really interesting, right? Because apparently there is a Rocafella corporation that they formed. I was under the impression that Def Jam brought out Rocafella in like the 90s when they did that kind of co-venture partnership, whatever you want to call it. And then when Jay-Z left, when, the big split happened, when Jay-Z left, I thought that Rocafella was totally absorbed by Def Jam. But as they always say, devil is in the details. So you never really know what actually really happened until seeing the contracts. I don't have the contracts. Only Dame, the lawyers, and Jay and Biggs possibly have the contracts. So it's really, really interesting that they're still partners after all these years. And again, what if some of the lawsuit is saying that by Dame trying to sell this NFT, this asset, that he's being a bad partner or a bad shareholder, right? So it's a corporation. So there are no partners there are no partners with corporations, they're shareholders. But I'll be using that term partner interchangeably because I've also seen on some of the documents as well for Rocafella that they were an LLC. So I'm sure, and this was years ago, right? So I'm sure that was formed as a partnership at one point. So, okay, so again, Dame Dash prohibited from selling Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt as NFT following Rocafella lawsuit, okay? So judge sides with label, but Dame claims he wasn't trying to mint and sell the album as an NFT, but rather his entire stake in Rocafella Records, right? So that says a lot. That says a lot. Now, I've heard Dame say that, well, let me get into the article. Because, like I said, I've been following this pretty closely for a while. So, all right. So by attempting such a sale, Dash has converted a corporate asset and has breached his fiduciary duties. His planning auction of reasonable doubt would result in irreparable harm. Here's another thing that nobody's talked about. This also could present a tax situation for Jay-Z and the entire Rockefeller Corporation. All right. So a judge ruled in favor of Rockefeller Records and prohibited Dame Dash from minting and selling Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt as a non-fungible token. Reasonable Doubt Records has sued its co-founder, Dame Dash, for allegedly trying to mint and sell the copyright for Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt as a non-fungible token. Now, I read some other stuff too, right? They keep saying it's Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt. But Reasonable Doubt actually is owned by Rockefeller, and Jay-Z signed all of his rights to Rockefeller. So it's not Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt, it's Rockefeller's Reasonable Doubt, which Dame Dash, from what I'm reading, has some type of ownership stake in it. So again, it's kind of complicated, but these are things that people go through all the time when they're in business. All right, so according to the complaint obtained by Rolling Stone, Dash planned to sell an NFT of a Reasonable Doubt copyright at an auction on the platform Superfarm, which was set to take place June 23rd through 25th. Rockefeller claimed it sent letters to Superfarm and Dash stating the sale was improper and requesting the auction be canceled. Okay, so the entire Rockefeller army, the entire Rockefeller minus Dame, wanted this to end. All right, so Superfarm did cancel the sale. The label maintains that Dash is in process of finding another venue to consummate the improper transaction. So he's like, listen, I will go somewhere else and find this and do this and execute this. I kind of doubt at this point, though, that anybody is actually going to try to take this on because it's too high profile at this point. So speaking with Rockefeller, Dash slammed the lawsuit, claimed it was full of inaccuracies. Dash said he wasn't trying to sell an NFT of Reasonable Doubt, but rather his stake in Rockefeller Records. So he wants out. But we were all to believe all these years that Rockefeller had been brought by somebody else, that Dame was out, that Biggs was out, that Jay-Z was out. But, you know, we do have Roc Nation, so I don't know if there's some kind of connection there. And the Rockefeller chain still exists, if that means anything, right? So Dame goes ahead and says when another black man calls another black man a thief just to make him look bad, and so that, dang it, why is it going out on me? There we go. So that he can devalue an asset that another man owns just because he won't sell it to him at a low price. So Dame has said that Dame has offered to sell his stake in Rockefeller, but they lowballed him. Said Jay-Z lowballed him, and he doesn't like that at all. Dame continues to say that I don't think the culture needs that. He added, what's the thing? All right. He added, I just think it's disappointing to have a white lawyer calling me a thief on Juneteenth. It's very representation of what they do to someone when they try to make a good guy look like a bad guy. Just because he's doing good business, the lawsuit was, hold on, y'all. Just because he was doing good business, hold on. They caught out a whole section on me, y'all. Give me 1 second. All right. Just because he's doing good business. I got it. So Jay-Z, Dash, Kareem's co-founded Rockefeller. And while Dash and Jay notably cut business ties in 2005, each of the three founders retains a 1/3 share in RAF, R-A-F, or RAF, Inc., as Rocafella new lawsuits notes. However, Jay-Z's original deal with his label stipulated that Rav would be the sole owner of the rights to his albums. Right. So remember, I just said that it's not just Dame or it's not just Jay-Z, it's a whole corporation. And so when you're doing business with people, with someone, right, when you're doing business with someone, it's not just about the person, it's also about the entity. Y'all know I love to use an analogy about marriage and men and wife, right? So a lot of times, when a man gets married or spouses get married in this day and age, you create an institution, you create a family. So it's no longer just about the two spouses that are together, the man and wife that's together, the man and man that's together, the woman and woman that's together, just to be politically correct. It's now about the family. So now it becomes about what's in the best interest for the family. And so a lot of times when we get into these extreme situations where tempers are flaring, money's involved, emotions are involved, people lose sight of the family. And then a lot of times the whole sole reason for coming together as a union, as a partnership, as a corporation or LLC, is kind of thrown out the window. Now, I know it's clearly not the best of terms. Dame has taken plenty of jabs at Jay over the years. Jay has taken plenty of jabs at Dame on wax over the years. So I get it. There's some bad blood. All right. So back to the article. So despite Raph owning the copyright to Reasonable Doubt, the suit states that Dash intimated that he was the owner and the announcement of the NFT auction of Superfarm. The lawsuit quotes the announcement, which begins, Superfarm is proud to announce in collaboration with Dame Dash the auction of Dame's ownership of the copyright to Jay-Z's first album, Reasonable Doubt. Yeah, there's a lot of loopholes here. There's a lot of wordplay going on here. All right. This marks a new milestone in the history of NFTs, entitling the new owner to future revenue generated by the unique asset. Selling the copyright to Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt as an NFT is a groundbreaking landmark, both for the crypto space and for the broader music industry. And it would be, right? It definitely would be a landmark situation. Because again, think about how many other artists could now come into the NFT space and sell an NFT. How many? Kanye West, off the top, Pharrell, Timberland, Swiss, right? Swiss and Timberland have this whole new thing with verses. They could do an NFT for every battle that they do, and that potentially could have some value, not some, but a lot of value. So I definitely think it's record breaking. I definitely think it's a sad thing. Like I said, I didn't want to see this. I don't want to see this. I hate to see many of our icons fight. I hate to see former business partners fight and bicker because, again, while they may not do business on a day-to-day level, they're still making money. Clearly, if Rocafella, again, Rav, owns the rights to this music, these images, I'm sure there is money being generated somewhere. And the fact that they can't talk it out amongst themselves, they can't communicate with all the extra lawyers and all the extra lawsuit layering and minutia that's going on, I think that's sad. But many say it was long overdue. Many say that it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen. All right. So just going back to this piece here. So while Dame confirmed that he was trying to sell his stake in Rocafella, he called the accusations surrounding the Reasonable Doubt NFT sale false. So he said he wants to sell his stake in Rocafella, He's not trying to sell an NFT. When asked about the Super Farm auction details cited in the lawsuit, Dash replied, "There hasn't been an announcement. This wasn't an announcement at all. Don't you think that if I made an announcement in the blockchain?" Oh man, hold on, y'all. Let me try something else here. Some of the parts are being cut off. Give me 1 second. 1 second here. 1 second. But again, like I said, I think it's really, really sad. Anytime stuff like this goes down, because again, every time stuff like this happens, it adds to the negative aspect or the negative view of Black business. Just to be totally honest with y'all, like that's how I see it. It's just bad. It's just bad. So let's see. Let me see if I can blow that up a little bit so folks can see it. Y'all let me know. Can y'all see this? Can y'all see it? All right. Comment in the chat if you can see me. All right, that looks a little bit better. It looks a little bit better. All right, so where was I at? All right, so this marks a new milestone in the history of NFTs, entitling the new owner to future revenue generated by the unique asset. Selling the copyright to Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt as an NFT is a groundbreaking landmark, both for the crypto space and the broader music industry. The newly minted NFT will prove ownership of the album's copyright, transferring the rights to all future revenue generated by the album from Dame Dash to the auction winner. So that's what the lawsuit said. Dame says it's not true. I don't know what is true at this point. All right. So now it says, in turn, Rocafella lawsuit retorts, the bottom line is simple. Dash can't sell what he doesn't own. By attempting such a sale, Dash has converted a corporate asset, remember, corporate asset, which Dash is a stakeholder in, which he is a shareholder in, all right, and has breached his fiduciary duty. So, right, anytime you're doing business with people, whether it be an LLC, whether it be a partnership, whether it be a corporation, you absolutely have a fiduciary responsibility. And the term fiduciary means a lot. Basically, you're supposed to not just do everything selfishly for your own good. You have to do what's best for the corporation. Remember, I used the analogy of a family. Man and wife get married. They now have children. They create a family. So now, man and wife can't just do what they want to do, act how they want to act, say what they want to say, spend what they want to spend, sell what they want to sell. They have to do what's in the best interest of the family. And so that's what Rocafella Records is accusing Dash, one of the shareholders, one of the owners, of doing. And so again, I bring this up again, not to put down Dame, not to put down Jay, not to put down Rocafella, but I know a lot of us want to do business with our friends, with our family, and we only can see the good, right? We can only see the pros. We can only see the positives. We can't see the negatives, right? One of Jay's songs was it was all good just a week ago. Now that was about two people being partners doing business together. One of them got locked up. One of them got some pressure. One of them changed. And so that song kind of illustrates this, even though it's a much longer time period. Something has changed in the dynamic of their relationship, right? You will see that in partnerships, in business dealings, in marriage, in love, and friendships, just pure platonic friendships. That's just that's just the nature of human beings. Things change. All right. So just going back to this, right? So in turn, the Rocafella lawsuit retorts, the bottom line is simple. Dash can't sell. All right, I read it already. All right. So Dash has converted a corporate asset and has breached his fiduciary duties. His planned auction of the reasonable doubt would result in repairable damage or repairable harm. The court should stop Dash from attempting to sell the copyright to reasonable doubt. Require Dash to return the NFT to reasonable doubt to RAF or Rocafella Records Inc. and hold him accountable for the brazen theft of most prized assets. Okay, so while Dan confirmed that he was trying to sell his stake in Rocafella, he called the accusations surrounding the reasonable doubt NFT sale false. All right, so this is the part where it got messed up. He said there hasn't been an announcement. There wasn't an announcement at all. Do you think if I made an announcement that I'm selling reasonable doubt, you would have heard about it? What they're accusing me of is minting a whole album. So if it's already minted, it's already on the blockchain. That means it's already there. It never happened. And they know it never happened. All right. So a representative from Superfarm did not immediately return Rolling Stone's request for comments regarding the auction. He continued. So Dame continued. So there's been no announcement. It's not minted. None of that. No auction was shut down. You never heard of an announcement. You know, this game, they did it on Friday, so I could just run the whole weekend to devalue my auction. It's not fair to accuse somebody of being a thief publicly that's not. That line kind of strikes me kind of odd, though, right? What auction was he actually having, though? I mean, if he was having an auction and he just said there was no announcement, what we talking about? But it seems a little weird. Okay. It's not fair to accuse somebody of being a thief publicly that's not. This is really fucked up allegation to put on a man. All right, so that concludes that article. So I want to know, what do y'all think? What do y'all think about this lawsuit? Rocafella and Jay-Z is saying that Dame is trying to sell an NFT. Dame saying, I'm not trying to sell an NFT. Rather, I'm trying to sell my overall stake. Now, this NFT talk came from somewhere. I don't know where, but it came from somewhere, right? So maybe this is a chess move. Maybe Dame put this out some way, somehow, to force Rocafella and the shareholders of Rocafella to pay him out, to buy him out. So I don't know. But again, I hate to see black folks fight over business. I just think it's bad. It is human nature, though. It's going to happen. Clearly, I'm nostalgic about the whole Rocafella movement. Jay has been in the game since like 86, 87, doing stuff with Big Daddy Kane. People don't realize just how long Jay-Z has been rocking and doing his thing. And he paid his dues, right? And now, arguably, he's one of the greatest hip-hop legends of all time. But again, them and Dame had to come together because Jay couldn't get a record deal. So Dame is definitely instrumental in that growth, in that progression. Some people that hate Dame will say that. Some of my friends that hate Dame will say he didn't do nothing. Even though Dame gets credit for Jay, technically Dame should get credit for Kanye, right? Because all the records show that Jay wasn't really messing with Kanye at first. All right, but it was Dame that kind of opened the door and put the battery in his back and let him run. Well, technically Kanye always had a battery in his back. But, Dame did that. Dame also brought Cameron over. Now, Cameron was already popping, so you can't give Dame that credit. However, Cameron has said that Dame has helped him out immensely over his career. There's a lot of artists who will say that Dame helped them out in their career a lot. It's undeniable at this point. All right. So again, what do y'all think? What do y'all think about all this? All right. So I see a couple people have joined in. What's up to all the new people? CC Media Mogul is here. I always have a problem saying your name. You won't correct me. Aju Labsap. If I'm saying it wrong, please forgive me. Lanu's here. Sympathetic. I'm having a problem reading tonight, y'all. Sympathetic Fly. How are you? All right. So CC Media Mogul says, I can't believe they're still at war. Yeah, it's crazy. Sage, so how you doing? Welcome. All right, let me see what some of my Facebook and YouTube comments are. I think it's sad. All right, so Doing Ma says money divides people quicker than a mad problem. You ain't lying. You are not lying. All right, what do you know about Nina Simone's granddaughter fight with Kamala Harris? I'm not sure I understand what the daughter did wrong with her mother's estate. I'm not totally sure. I know something is going on there. I will definitely check it out. Definitely will check it out. Dame needs to change the language in his paperwork so his intentions are clear. Maybe. It's probably too late for that now, though. It's probably too late for that now. But again, like I said, not only what, even with Dame being brought out, right? If that's the case, if there's no NFT and he just wants to be brought out, that's a taxable situation as well. Listen, anytime you sell something, you sell a business, that's capital gains. So if you sell a piece of your business and Rocafella were to buy Dame out, that would be a taxable gain. He would have to report that on his taxes. Now, I'm sure Dame has all kinds of different corporate structures and layering and all other kind of things. And I'm pretty sure he has, I would think, some other good tax attorneys, accountants, and enrolled agents as well. So he will be able to deal with that pretty good. But again, I thought it was really good to talk about that because, again, a lot of times people say, well, let's partner up. Let's do this. Let's do that. And they can only see the good side of everything. They can't see the side when it goes bad. Again, it's just like when, a man and woman are dating. They're in love. Everything's great. They get married. They move in. They have a couple kids. They get faced with the bills. They get faced with the pressure. Then they can't stand each other. Right? Same things happened here. I remember at one point Dame said him and Jay-Z were best friends. So this is the trajectory of how best friends end up. Well, it's kind of par for the course, right? We see this in human nature all the time. Guys and investors in the house. Hey, G, how you doing? Sugar, how are you? Welcome. So that's all I got on it, y'all. I think it's sad. Hopefully Dame can get brought out, right? Because if Dame gets brought out, then all of this goes away. Hopefully Dame gets brought out at a fair price also. But, you never know what's going to happen. I don't know either one of them. I'm just an innocent bystander looking on. That's all. So, all right, folks, this is Wealthy Wednesdays. I'm Kamari Ellis. If you're just now joining, I'm here to answer your questions. I just wanted to talk about that piece because I thought it was good, right? And what I mean by good, it's a good example to learn from. I never laugh at anybody's calamity. Like I said, at the top of the show, my mother told me never to laugh at anybody's calamity, anybody's problems, anybody's heartbreak. Even though every now and again I catch something on social media, on the TikToks or the Instagrams, and it gets a little laughter out of me, a little chuckle. So what questions do y'all have, right? Any questions about taxes, stocks, investments, real estate, business, go ahead and throw them in the chat. If you are on IG, go ahead and throw them on a little question mark box or circle down at the bottom of the page. So as we are going in to today, what we got, folks. So until some more questions come through, I'll just keep talking. I will just keep talking. But again, like I said, that was sad. Really, really sad. But here's the other side of it, right? Let's say Dame actually did do that. How do you think the other partners feel? Right? Usually there's two sides and there's three sides of everything. His side, her side, and the truth. Um, so basically it means somewhere the truth is usually somewhere in the middle. Who knows? Who knows? Miss Edith is in the building. Hey, Miss Edith, I want to publicly thank Miss Edith. She had me come to her job and do a presentation. Y'all gonna be surprised what I did it on now. So I did a presentation on blockchain and crypto. So crypto for the beginner investor. So that's what I did. Miss Edith had me come up. So I'm forever thankful for her having me come up to her job, her corporation, her establishment, and teaching some of the employees over there about blockchain and Bitcoin. I had a good time too. Actually, some of my audience was over there too. I didn't know that. Miss Edith spreads the word about me far and wide, and I definitely appreciate you for that. All right, so what else we got going on tonight, y'all? I'm not going to stay on too much longer. I got to get my vittles. I haven't had anything to eat in a couple hours, so it's rough. So a couple things happened this week. Absolutely. Well, I'm forever grateful to you as well. So it's one big symbiont circle. J.H. Grail, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So forever grateful to you as well. Everyone was happy. All right, that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. I'm glad I was able to give some value. Now listen, if I am giving you value now watching this, do me a favor. Leave me a like on YouTube's, on the Facebook, on the Instagrams. Leave me a like because guess what? The algorithms judge how good or how bad these broadcasts are, how well you're engaged, how well people are engaged. So leave a like, share it out, and leave a comment in the comment section. Now, quick question. When's the last time any of you have tuned in to the Finance Rebel Show? That's right, the Finance Rebel Show, the podcast. It comes out just about every day. I do some independent stuff, right? Some totally separate episodes, and I will also take clips from the show and repurpose them. This show I'm speaking of, and repurpose them to the podcast as well. So if you like what we're doing, if you like what the Finance Rebel is doing, tune into the Finance Rebel Show, the podcast, yo. So you can find that on Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, Podcast Addicts, and a couple places. So give it a listen, give it a rating, give it a review, and share it out with somebody. So let's see. I think I got some more reviews. Let's see if I can pull it up here. It's always a little tricky here. All right. It's been a minute since I've checked. All right. So this one here says, very informative. Kamari is able to break down complex financial topics into digestible bites. I learned something from every episode. And that was from the Excited Saver. 5 stars. All right. I appreciate that. So that's pretty dope. So listen, y'all go check out the Finance Rebel Show. Again, you can find it. All you got to do is Google it. I'm findable. I'm very findable. I have 16 ratings. Hopefully we can get to 20 soon. All right, folks. So any other questions? Any other thoughts? Comments? All right. So I'm going to run down some of the hottest financial topics, and then we're going to get out of here. Give me 1 second. So as I'm pulling up Google Finance, just to take a look and see what happened out in the world. All right, so Tesla lifts NASDAQ to record high close. Subway tuna, yeah, the Subway tuna thing. Somebody claimed that Subway doesn't have real tuna in the sandwiches. That's interesting. Okay, talking about why Tesla stock jumped on Wednesday. The CDC safety group says there's likely link between rare heart inflammation in young people after COVID shot. Oh God. All right, could AMC be your ticket to millions? Listen, anything's possible. Sir Anthony, how are you, sir? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, here's another article about Bitcoin. Bitcoin falls below 30,000 after China's crackdown. Everything you need to know. I mean, Bitcoin fell, but it did bounce back as well. It definitely fell below 30,000. If you remember, a couple of months ago, Bitcoin was up to $60,000. Now it's teetering around 30 grand. So, as I always say to y'all, it's okay to put some money into the cryptos, into the Bitcoins, into the Ethereums. It's fine. Just don't go putting all your savings into it because it's volatile. It's volatile. All right. So Viacom CBS Roku share slows up on record that Comcast is considering a deal. I find that hard to believe. Not that Comcast wouldn't buy them, but I think that would be an antitrust suit issue. Right? I don't know that the government is going to say, Comcast, go buy Viacom. Viacom, which owns BT. Viacom that owns VH1. Viacom that also owns, again, CBS. Viacom that also owns MTV. Right? Good stuff. Good stuff. JT, my man. How are you, sir? So JT just came in. JT, I need to get you on, sir. We got to do a show together. I appreciate all the love you share with me, sir. And I see you got a new episode that's coming up. Did that episode come up yet? With my good brother from Philadelphia that you were covering. So again, thank you, JT, for the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. But getting back to this here. JT, did you drop that? Did you drop it yet? I'm really interested to know. Wrong one. There we go. All right. So again, I don't know if Viacom and Comcast are going to make it together. All right. So it drops tomorrow. All right. I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. All right. So also Biden to replace leader of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac after high court ruling. I have to look that one up. I haven't seen that. Aunt Jemima pancake mix therapy replaced with new brand after criticism of packaging with racist stereotypes. Yeah. That's been going on for a long time. Yeah, JT's the man. Let me pull up, let me do this real quick. Now, for the record, the person that he is covering, I actually enjoy some of their commentary. However, I can see why JT picked this person too, if we're being fair. If we are being fair. So listen, y'all, everybody go follow Pocket Watching with JT. He's keep everybody got to think like an accountant. So I want to pull this up. I didn't say the name. Oh, you know what? I've been meaning to read the Tyreek Bay one or listen to the Tyreek Bay one. By the way, 11,600. Oh man, you're killing the game right now. You are killing the game. Congratulations. Now, where is it at? Let me see. Where is it at? I don't see it. I saw it earlier. All right, so I'll give it away. He's going to be doing a review of the Prince of Pan-Africanism. He's going to be doing a review of Dr. Umar Johnson. And so many of y'all know he's gotten a lot of fury, a lot of backlash. A lot of people love him though too, right? A lot of people love him. I'm sure somebody's going to say JT's a hater for covering it, but he's going to be covering Dr. Umar Johnson. So I will definitely tune in and watch that tomorrow. But again, congratulations to JT. Everybody go follow Pocket Watching with JT. Good stuff. Good stuff, sir. All right. So listen, everybody. Like I said, I'm going to get my vittles. I've been on for about an hour. Anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, y'all know how to reach me. You can always text me. 215-974-0058. Again, 215-974-0058. Again, I appreciate all of you watching, all of you being in attendance, and I will see you all next time. Still not sure about Saturday's show. I will let you all know soon. If you don't hear from me, that means I'm not here. But appreciate you all. Everybody have a great night. So long.